Hi Reddit. I'm Josh, 26, and I think I just found out why my older brother has been acting weird as hell ever since I started dating my new girlfriend. At first, I thought he was just being overprotective. Now, I think he's hiding something. Something big. So a little backstory. I've been dating this girl, Tessa, for about 4 months now. We met at a mutual friend's birthday party, hit it off instantly, and have been pretty much inseparable ever since. She's smart, funny, has this ridiculous sarcastic streak I love. And yeah, I'm fully in it. I'm not saying she's the one, but she might be. So, naturally, I wanted her to meet my family. My parents already liked her. My younger cousin thought she was hot in a scary way. But the big test, my older brother Matt. Matt's 32. Been with his girlfriend Rachel for over a decade. They're like this perfectly put-together couple that travels a lot because Rachel's job sends her overseas every few months. I've always looked up to Matt. So when I showed him a picture of me and Tessa, I expected something like, "Nice, man. She looks cool." Instead, he just froze. Literally. Looked at the photo. Blinked. Handed the phone back. "When did you meet her?" His tone was off. "A few months ago." "What?" "No reason." Then he got up and went to grab a beer like we hadn't just had the most awkward 5 seconds of my life. Since then, he's refused to meet her. I've invited him to dinner. Game night. My birthday. Every time, a new excuse. Busy. Rachel and I are out of town. Not feeling well. But the weirdest part? He's never said a single bad word about her. He's not warning me. He's not criticizing her. He's just avoiding. Like her existence physically makes him uncomfortable. So last weekend, I finally pushed him, cornered him after lunch with our parents, and asked him flat out, "What's your deal with Tessa?" He shrugged. "Nothing." "Matt, come on. You've literally never met her." "Exactly. What the hell does that mean?" "It means I'm not interested." That pissed me off. I said something like, "You don't get to act weird and make this about you. I'm trying to share my life here." He didn't respond, just stared at me, jaw clenched, like he was holding back a grenade in his mouth. Then he said, "You should ask her how we know each other," and walked out. I drove home with a knot in my chest the size of a fist. Matt's words kept replaying in my head. "You should ask her how we know each other." It wasn't casual. It wasn't like he was referring to some shared friend group or college class. It was loaded. And the way he looked at me when he said it, like he wanted to say more, but knew he shouldn't. Like if he opened his mouth again, he'd ruin everything. When I got home, Tessa was in the kitchen making tea, hoodie half off her shoulder, humming to herself, completely relaxed. I stood there for a second, watching her, and suddenly, she didn't feel familiar. She felt like a stranger wearing the face of someone I was falling for. "Hey," I said. "Hey, babe." She smiled. "You okay? You look weird. I saw Matt today." "Oh, cool. How is he?" He said something. Her hands froze on the mug. "What?" "He told me to ask you how you two know each other." She didn't respond right away. Then, slowly, she lowered the mug onto the counter and leaned back. Silent. "So," I said, "do you know him?" Still nothing. "Tessa." "Yeah, I know him." "From where?" She sighed, rubbing her temples. "From before." "Before what?" "Before you. Before Rachel. Before everything." Then she finally said it. "We hooked up once." My stomach dropped. "Once." She hesitated. "Okay. Twice." "It wasn't serious." "When?" "Years ago. Like 7, 8 years. Way before we even met. I didn't even know you two were related back then." "So what happened?" "Nothing. It fizzled out. He ghosted. I moved on. And you never thought to tell me when you realized he was my brother?" "I didn't think it mattered." We stood in silence. I could feel my pulse in my throat. "He's been with Rachel for 10 years, Tessa." That landed like a punch. She looked down. "Yeah." "Did you know that when it happened?" No answer. Just more silence. And that told me everything I needed to know. "Josh, it was a mistake, okay? I was young. He was older. He made it feel like something it wasn't. But you still slept with him. While he had a girlfriend. I didn't know at first. When I found out, I stopped. And you didn't think any of this was relevant. It was over. I didn't want to ruin things between us. I love you." I stepped back. Everything felt like it was shifting. My world. My relationship. My family. Because now, I wasn't just the guy dating a girl my brother used to hook up with. I was the guy dating the woman my brother cheated on his long-term girlfriend with. And none of them ever said a word. I didn't sleep that night. Tessa tried to talk, tried to apologize again, tried to say it didn't mean anything, but every word just made it worse. Because I couldn't stop picturing it. Her and Matt, my brother, in some cheap apartment or hotel room or wherever it happened, while his girlfriend Rachel was flying back and forth for work, thinking everything was fine. I waited until morning. Then I called Matt. We need to talk. I figured. We met at a park near his place. Neutral ground. He was already sitting on a bench when I got there, hoodie up, face tired. I didn't waste time. You slept with her. He nodded. Yeah. While you were with Rachel. Another nod. Do you want me to say it was a mistake? That I regret it? Because I do. You lied to both of us. I didn't lie to you. I just never thought I'd need to tell you. I never expected you to date her. So what? If I never showed you that photo, you just pretend it never happened. Josh, it was almost a decade ago. It was 2 nights. Stupid, reckless, and over before it started. Then why won't you even look her in the eye now? He paused. That was it. The moment. He looked off into the distance. Because it wasn't nothing to her. I felt my stomach twist. What does that mean? He finally turned to me. She got attached. Hard. Showed up at my office once. Sent me emails for months. Called from blocked numbers. I blinked. You're saying she was obsessed? He didn't answer directly. Rachel almost found out. I had to clean up a mess I made and pretend it never happened. So you're telling me Tessa was some unstable groupie and you were the victim? I'm telling you I made a mistake, and so did she. But now you're the one dating her, and I don't want to blow up your life. Little late for that, don't you think? We sat in silence. For a minute, I hated him, not just for what he did to Rachel, not just for lying to me, but for turning this into some quiet, buried piece of his past, while I was living in it like it was my future. Does Rachel know? He froze. No, and she never will. This stays between us. You don't get to make that call. Josh, come on. Don't ruin her life because I was an idiot. I stood up. You already did that. I'm just catching up. While I got back to the apartment, Tessa was sitting on the couch, curled up in a blanket like she'd been waiting for a storm to hit. I didn't say anything at first, just stared at her. She looked up slowly. You talked to him? Yeah. And he told me you were obsessed with him, that you wouldn't leave him alone, that you sent emails and showed up at his work. She closed her eyes for a second, not surprised, like she'd rehearsed this moment before. Of course he did. Is it true? She sat up, pulled the blanket off her lap. Do you want the version that sounds clean, or the one that actually happened? Try the truth. She took a deep breath. He was the one who chased me. I didn't know he had a girlfriend until after the second time we slept together. I was 19. He was 25. I thought he was single. He acted like it. I didn't say anything. When I found out about Rachel, I was pissed. I cut him off, blocked his number, didn't talk to him for months. So what about the showing up? The emails? She exhaled. Yeah, I showed up once. To ask for closure. Not to beg. Not to win him back. I wanted to tell him he was a liar and a coward to his face. And the emails? 2, maybe 3. After that, I stopped. He never replied anyway. He made it sound like you were stalking him. She laughed bitterly. Of course he did. It's easier than admitting he cheated on a woman he supposedly loves with a college freshman. I want to believe her. I really did. She looked nothing like the unstable girl Matt described. She was grounded, steady, at least with me. But then again, what if both of them were lying? What if they were just telling me the version of the story that made them look less guilty? What the hell was I even standing on anymore? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because I knew it would turn into this. And because I hoped, honestly, I hoped you'd never find out. You don't think it's messed up? Of course it is. But I didn't expect to fall for you. And when I did, the lie just got harder to correct. So, you were just going to let me keep bringing you around the family? I never planned to meet them. I figured Matt would keep ignoring me forever. That hit hard. You really thought the man you once slept with, who's dating a woman he's still lying to, would just stay quiet and let us live happily ever after? No, I figured it would blow up. I just didn't expect it this soon. And that's when it hit me. They weren't worried about me. They were both just trying to protect themselves from guilt, from exposure, from consequences. And I was the one stuck in the middle, holding their secrets like they were mine to carry. I hadn't planned on seeing Rachel. I was at the grocery store, getting something. I don't even remember what anymore. My brain was a constant hum of betrayal and questions. And then I saw her, hair pulled back, gym bag over her shoulder, checking dates on almond milk like she didn't have a clue her relationship was built on a lie. I should have walked away, but I didn't. Rachel. She turned. Bright smile. Like always. Josh. Hey. Wow. Haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah. Been a weird few weeks. Don't I know it? She laughed. Matt's been in such a funk lately. Like moody as hell. That stopped me. Yeah. I've noticed. She reached in the fridge and grabbed a different brand. I figured it was work stress or something. Or maybe because I told him I might take that Berlin contract. I blinked. Wait, you're leaving again? Maybe. It's 6 months. I haven't said yes yet. Does he know? She grinned. He knows. He's just pretending I'm joking. There was something off about her tone, like she was testing me. We moved toward the checkout line. So, how's Tessa? She asked casually. Too casually. She's good. Still dating. Yeah. That's nice. Small world, huh? Boom. She knew. I played it cool. What do you mean? Oh, just funny how things come full circle. You and her. Matt and me. I stared at her. She bagged her groceries. Anyway, I should go. Yoga class. Gotta keep the stress down. She leaned in and hugged me lightly. Tell Tessa I said hi. And then she was gone. Just like that. I stood in the parking lot for a full 5 minutes, trying to piece together what just happened. Did Matt tell her? Did Tessa? Or had she always known? And if she knew, why was she staying? That night, I texted Matt. Does Rachel know? He left me on read. Tessa asked if I was okay. I said I was tired. She said, so am I. And I realized none of us had been okay for a long time. We were just performing normal. I couldn't take it anymore. I called Matt. Not a text. Not a polite, hey, can we talk? Just straight up called until he picked up. What? Rachel knows, doesn't she? Silence. I'm not playing games anymore. Just tell me the truth. He let out a long breath. She found an email. Months ago. What email? One of the ones Tessa sent. She searched my inbox while I was asleep. Jesus, Matt. Yeah. So what happened? She confronted me. I denied it at first. But she's not stupid. I came clean. And she stayed. It's complicated. It's not complicated. It's disgusting. He snapped. You think I don't know that? You think I haven't been living with it every day since? Then why stay together? Because she has her own secrets, Josh. And neither of us is perfect. We're just stuck. Tired. Convenient. That last word hit hard. Convenient. Yeah. We both build a life that looks good on paper. Breaking it means starting from scratch. She travels half the year. I bury myself in work. And we pretend everything's fine. That's not a relationship. That's a contract. Exactly. I was disgusted. Not just with him, with all of it. Two people faking a future. One girl caught in the middle. And me, apparently, the last idiot in the building to realize the whole damn house was on fire. When I got home, Tessa was watching some dumb cooking show, pretending like nothing was wrong. I didn't sit down. How much more are you hiding? She muted the TV. Excuse me. Rachel found her emails. She knew months ago. She looked away. So Matt told you. Why didn't you? Because I didn't think it mattered anymore. I figured she'd leave him, and it would all fall apart without me being involved. But she didn't. And now we're here. She stood. Josh, I'm not proud of any of this. I wish I'd never met him. But you did. Yeah, I did. And he used me. He made me feel special, then disappeared. I was 19 and stupid. And now what are you? Trying to be better. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't even sure who I was mad at anymore. Matt, Tessa, Rachel, or maybe myself, for letting this go so far before asking real questions. I need space, I finally said. Josh, please. She didn't argue, didn't cry. She just nodded. Okay. And I left. 3 days. That's how long I went without talking to anyone. No Tessa, no Matt, just me and my phone on silent, and a lot of thinking I wasn't ready to do. Then, on the 4th day, I got a text. Rachel, hey, can we talk? Of all the people I expected to hear from, she was dead last. I stared at the screen for a full minute before replying. Me? About what? Rachel, about everything. I know more than you think. We met at a park near her place. Same bench where Matt and I had sat just days earlier. When I arrived, she was already there. No makeup. Hoodie. Hair tied back like she just came from a workout. She looked exhausted. Thanks for coming. Didn't think I'd hear from you. Didn't think I'd reach out. But here we are. She took a deep breath. I've known about Matt and Tessa for 6 months. I didn't even pretend to be surprised. Why didn't you leave? I was going to. I even packed my bags once. But then, I thought about everything I'd lose. Like what? Time. Comfort. A life we both pretended was real. I sat down beside her. That's not a good reason to stay. I know, but I had a better one. Which is... She reached into her bag and pulled out a folder. Evidence. I blinked. What the hell is that? Screenshots. Emails. Photos. Bank records. A paper trail of everything he's done. Why? Because I'm not staying. I thought. I didn't leave yet because I was building a case. I wanted to be ready. Not emotional. Just prepared. I opened the folder. Holy sh**t. She had everything. Old text messages from Matt to Tessa. Dates. Locations. Even receipts from dinners charged to the shared credit card while she was overseas. You were going to nuke him. Still might. Why tell me all this? Because I know you care about Tessa. And I figured if there's even a sliver of her that regrets what she did, she deserves a warning before I go scorched earth. I didn't know what to say. Part of me admired her. Part of me was terrified of her. All of me was stuck. So what do you want me to do? Nothing. Just think. You're the only person here who didn't lie. That makes you dangerous. She stood up. If I leave, I want it to be clean. If I stay, it's war. What about him? He won't see it coming. She walked off, folder still in my lap. I stared at that folder all night. I didn't even open it again. It was heavy enough just knowing what was inside, like holding someone's guilt in your hands. By the next morning, I knew what I had to do. I texted Tessa. We need to talk. Just us. No bullsh**. She replied in under a minute. Come over. Her place looked the same. Blanket on the couch. One mug in the sink. Scented candle half burned on the counter. She looked tired but composed. Almost like she'd been preparing for this conversation. Thanks for coming. Don't thank me yet. I sat down, folder in my lap. She looked at it. What's that? Rachel's nuke. Tessa froze. She came to me. She knows everything. And she's been collecting receipts. **T. Yeah. I leaned forward. So before she pulls the trigger, I need you to tell me something. And I need it real. She nodded, bracing herself. Why didn't you tell me the truth? From the start. Not just that you knew Matt. Not just that you slept with him. But the real reason you kept it quiet. She hesitated for the first time. Then she sat down across from me and looked me dead in the eye. Because I thought I'd ruin your relationship with him. And because I thought, if you found out who I used to be, you wouldn't love me anymore. That hit hard. Who you used to be. Josh. I wasn't in a good place when I met Matt. I was lonely, insecure, reckless. He was older, confident, charming. He made me feel wanted. And I clung to it. You said it was just a hookup. It started that way. But for me, it got complicated fast. I thought it was something. He made promises. Said he was leaving Rachel. Said he just needed time. He told me you were obsessed. She laughed. Not with humor. Of course he did. Because men like Matt never own their mess. They rewrite the story and turn the girl into the problem. Why didn't you tell Rachel? Because I was ashamed. And because deep down, I knew she'd stay. You don't stay with someone that long without learning how to live in denial. I didn't respond. She stood up and walked over to me. I'm not proud of what I did. But I'm not that girl anymore. And I didn't come into your life to keep lying. I just didn't know how to undo the damage. It's not just about damage. Then what is it about? Trust. And whether I can still have any with you. She looked down. I know I hurt you. But I love you, Josh. Not in a flashy, Instagram quote way. And I'd burn this whole lie down if it meant keeping you away. I sat there, speechless. Because she wasn't crying. Wasn't begging. She just meant it. And that somehow hurt more. It happened on a Wednesday. I was at work, halfway through a project I couldn't focus on, when my phone started blowing up. Texts, missed calls, Twitter notifications. At first I thought someone had died. But then I saw Rachel's name, trending. She'd posted everything. Screenshots, receipts, a 4-paragraph statement captioned, 10 years of lies cleaned out in 10 minutes. The post hit like a bomb. She didn't name Tessa directly. Just a much younger girl Matt had a secret relationship with for months while I was overseas working to pay our bills. But the screenshots told the rest. Messages from Matt. One of the emails from Tessa. A photo of the two of them together. Blurry, but obvious. I could barely read it. The comments were brutal. Matt really fumbled a decade for a college girl. Men like this don't deserve loyal women. Rachel is a queen. Tessa? Yikes. By lunchtime, the post had over 10K likes. Tessa called. I didn't answer. Then she texted. It's happening. No sh*t. Matt tried calling too. For missed calls. Then one voicemail I didn't even listen to. I didn't need to. Because this wasn't just personal anymore. It was everywhere. My friends were texting. Co-workers were whispering. Even my mom sent me a link with a confused. That night, I went over to Tessa's place. She looked wrecked. Eyes red. Hair tied up like she didn't care anymore. She held up her phone. I'm getting death threats. People are demaying my friends. My boss asked if I want to take leave. Did you know she was going to do this? No, but I can't say I'm surprised. She sat down. You're mad. I don't even know what I am. If you want to walk, just say it. I didn't. Not yet. Because somehow, even in the wreckage, I still wasn't sure where I stood. Matt, on the other hand, was radio silent now. His social media wiped. Rachel had apparently kicked him out of their apartment. One of our mutual friends said he was laying low at a cousin's house. Good. Let him sit in it. Rachel messaged me later that night. I'm sorry it dragged you into this. But I'm not sorry I did it. I just replied, I get it. Because I did. And maybe she didn't deserve what happened to her. But neither did I. And definitely not like this. See you later.